just picked up this Honda XR125. This is going to be the bike for donut engine to go in my new build. First job I need to do is get the engine running. I bought it like this. I was just going to buy an engine, but I was thinking if I can buy something cheap enough which has got all the electrics, ignition on there, then the wiring would be a lot easier job for me to work out. Let's see if we can fit it into the frame what it's going into. That'll be the next task, I think, and go from there. Now this is what the engine is hoping to go into. It's a Honda XR100. I bought it with a completely blown engine, so I'm going to run it completely out of oil, so that was totaled. I could get a 125 engine to go in it, single cylinder, but I quite like the idea of putting a 2-cylinder in there. So it's going to be a bit tight getting it all in here, and the distance got to be right so the front wheel doesn't hit on here. But if I measure it all first, I can see if I'm anywhere near. The only issue I can see so far is maybe the sprocket line lining up. If it's out just a tiny bit, good. If it's a long way out, then we're sort of almost come to a dead end already, so we will see. And then obviously the carburetor may foul up against here, but I am planning putting the twin carb set up on there, so that means the carb will be either side, so we'll see. Go from there. Happy days. She's in the garage. I've got a plug out. I've got wiring, or basic wiring for now. Battery charger is on, but it's on. Turn on the ignition, and we've got ignition neutral lights on. Starter. Here we go. Have we got a spark? Let's see. Oh, we got a spark, but what is that noise? I think that's the starter, isn't it? So we get the carb off, give them a clean, get some fresh fuel, and give it a go. Whoa! Oh my gosh! Old rag. Oh, that's going everywhere. Silly mate. I think it needs a bit of a clean. That won't come off. That's actually from the water. It's like limescale. I've got the carburetor on. I've got fuel into a makeshift fuel tank, or reservoir, whatever you want to call it. It's just a case of starting it now and give it a go. Fingers crossed, eh? Ignition on. Choke. Oh dear. Back to the drawing board. Plugs are back in, give them a clean, give it another go. Just try it without the choke. Whoa! Oh my god! She ran. I'm gonna have to put you down a minute. Let's try this. Oh. running on one cylinder. It's only running on this cylinder, so have a look on that side. Because I'm putting this engine in a different frame, I don't want none of the wiring, so I've worked out what wiring I need. Took a little bit of while and working out. There's the CDI for this bike, so I worked off this wiring to work out how I'm going to wire this up. This is actually, I had this for the XR100. It's an aftermarket ignition. But I plugged all that into there, and I've had it running. I'm not going to show you now, believe me, it did run. And so that's eliminated all that for me. So all I've got to do now is to get the engine out. Engine is out, and I've offered it up towards the frame. You can probably see there's a little big lump to go in a little hole. So I'm going to have to take these pegs off. Might have to take the start motor off to give a bit more room. I'm going to have to take the springs out the legs so the wheel is all the way up, because this is going to have to be cut somewhere because it's going to be in the way. Once it doesn't hit, we'll be fine. This engine mount should be pretty good. This one here might be removing all of that because I might be taking all the linkage away. As you can see, there's no shock in there. There's a steel bar, and convert it to twin shock. Not 100% sure yet. Depends how the engine goes in, I suppose. If the engine goes in quite easy, then we'll be alright, but we will see. It might not even fit yet. Now I've done a bit of a mock-up just for now, just to see what it's going to look like almost. So have a look through it, shall we? So what I've done so far, I've just put the tank and the seat on temporary. The issue I got here, obviously the engine is hitting the tank, so this has got to be addressed. As you can see, I've managed to get the bolt in here. I've got to take a tiny bit off the edge of this case in here, only 4mm. Just because the engine was over a little bit from centre, so now it's centerised, it's a lot better. I've managed to put the starter motor on in the position that's going to be in, and that all works fine, so that's good. So this template I just made, and that fits over here like so. Got to make that out of metal, 2 of them out of metal, and they've got to be spaced because that is about a 5mm over that way, and the same on the other side, opposite way. But that's not an issue, that's easy peasy pops. See, it's crammed in there, and I may get away with heating the tank up, hot air gun, pushing the plastic in. I've done this before and it has worked, just so I can get the head to go past the tank, and not for the tank to touch it in any sort of way. But as you can see, it isn't coming down because that's just not right, doesn't look good, does it? But this has been like the best part of the day, just pissing around doing these little bits. But it all takes time. Looking good so far, I think. So I'm still not 100% sure if I'm going to go twin shock in or just get a shock to go in there for now. If I do make it twin shock, I've got to strengthen all of this. It's got to be strengthened to take the added leverage up here. I think that's about it for now. Got a little hole in the seat. minor details. Oh, also foot pegs. So I've worked it out. The back brake sits in here, and that's got to be brought out. So this foot peg going to be something like out there. So it's be quite a bit wider on the foot pegs. That is it for now, and I will update later.